Kevin, you ready?
Yep.
You good?
Yeah.
Everyone good back there? Okay, a good win for the Tigers. That's a good team we just played. That's a well-coached team. Donnie Jones does a great job with those guys. They're good, and they got good players. It's a high-level team, and so it was a good win. Very proud of our young men. 28 assists on 38 made field goals, which is terrific. 28 assists on 38 made field goals. We had a plus 18 on the boards. That's a great stat for us. Biggest thing is we just continue to play at a high level. To win 15 straight's not easy. It's not a birthright. Not a birthright to continue to have 20-win seasons. Not a birthright. Not a birthright to continue to get double-digit victories in conference play. Not a birthright. Not a birthright to win 10 in a row on the road and have the nation's longest true road streak. Not a birthright. Not a birthright to have the only team in the country, the nation's that's undefeated on the road for this year. Not a birthright. So, right now where we're at, guys are playing well. I can tell you this, Central Florida's good, but I tell you this, Saturday we're playing a heck of a team. And anyone that says differently, you need to probably check yourself on what you're saying, because you don't have any ability to be in this field as an expert. Unless you've coached at this level, you can't say a team's not good unless you've coached at this level or played at this level. That's just my personal opinion. I love the media. But I don't want to hear anyone say that, oh, this team's this, coming in Saturday. Let me tell you something. Marshall's good. Marshall is well coached. They've got good players. And all you had to be is be here when we played them and to see that team and know that they got players. They've got players. This is a good team. Tommy Harrion does a great job with this team. So we got to bring our A game, and that's just the way how I feel. And I'm just telling you, I mean, I just beat myself every night I go to sleep. I'm just banging my head against the wall. Every time I wake up, I'm pounding my fist, trying to make sure, educate people about the importance of how good this league is, trying to educate people about, and again, it's nothing personal, because I love everybody. I have no ill will to anybody in the entire, I don't care of anything. I love people. I love human beings. I'm just saying it's my responsibility to educate the importance of how good this league is. And every night we get everyone's best shot. It's their Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup, Masters Championship, whatever it may be. It's the biggest game. It's the biggest game. Eli and Greg were at the Super Bowl. It was the same thing. So you guys have experience of it. So, again, you know what a Super Bowl's like. And that's what every time we step on the floor, it's every one Super Bowl that we get. Now, my thing is, you can't say someone's not don't look at a score, because I'm just telling you. And the reason I say this is not that anyone can't do their job. If you ask, I always say this, ask people in the profession, and they will tell you that the gap has closed. Everyone's good. Everyone is good. So you can't say everyone's good, guys. Everybody's good. The gap is closed. Everyone's good. I believe it. This league is really good. And anyway, back to us. We got to keep moving forward.
Well, I'll say this. I thought you beat a good team tonight.
Thank
And
you. Wow.
And I think they beat
What?
Marshall, if I'm not mistaken. But I can say
That was the first time I've ever heard somebody say that to me, ever.
Well, no, they are a good team. But as impressive as your offense was, defensively, what you did to stop Clanton from even getting the ball, and Sykes, he didn't know whether he was coming or going with 9 turnovers. He couldn't find any real estate to dribble. Obviously, you keyed on those 2 players in practice this week. Just talk about this defense.
Well, I thought Tarek Black and Shaq Goodwin did a terrific job tonight defensively on Clanton. Clanton's preseason player of the year. I mean, he's a high-level guy. And Sykes is a big-time player. When you get 2 triple-doubles, but whether it was Adonis or Jaron, they did a good job defensively. I just thought, plus Greg, as we were talking earlier, we were very unselfish. 28 assists on 38 made field goals, making the extra pass. Chris Crawford, unselfish. Adonis Thomas, unselfish. Joe Jackson, unselfish. Jaron Johnson, unselfish. Shaq Goodwin, unselfish. DJ Steffens, unselfish. Tarek Black, unselfish. Damian Wilson, unselfish. I mean, everybody. The bench, led by Farrakhan. I know he hasn't played a lot, but, man, he has just given us so much energy on the bench, keeping guys upbeat. Just so proud of these guys. And but a lot of games left. A lot of games left. And then we're playing, everyone we play is good. Everyone we play is good.
Coach, you're right now, you're on a long winning streak. Your players playing not the best ball, they're playing better than they've been playing. What do you do to keep the edge on the team?
Well, but here's my thing, is, as I said, it's not a birthright to win 15 in a row. Not an easy thing to do, especially when we're getting everyone's best shot. And I go back to, I love Greg and Eli, and they're at the Super Bowl. They'll tell you what the Super Bowl's like, and that's what we get every time we step on the floor. We get on the floor, that's what we're getting their Super Bowl. So, my thing is I don't want to hear this week, well, hey, let me tell you about Marshall. That's a good basketball team. And unless you can't say otherwise, you can't. And the ones that will say that Marshall's got very good talent, man, they got some players. Then I know what you know what you're doing. I mean, there's no question. Now, if you come and say Conference USA this or that, you're not with it. You're living in the 80s or 90s. God bless you. I love that music too. But you're not with the reality of where college basketball is today. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. And I'm telling you, I'm passionate about it. I believe it. There's no off nights. We have to play at such a high level every night because we are getting everyone's best shot. Marshall, I'm sure they're going to have a green out, white out, blackout. It's going to be something. It's going to be their biggest game of the year, and they've got good players, man. And Tommy Harrigan does a great job. He's a dear friend, and he does a great job.
When G signed with you, he said that he and Joe he thought could be the best backcourt in the nation. You look at these numbers they put up; it's pretty strong. But just talk about what those two have going on right now, and with Chris, because it seems like the three of them have really formed a bond.
Yeah, we got really good chemistry right now with that, Jason. And I got to give those young men, they deserve a lot of credit because they're playing at such a high level of being unselfish. They want to make the extra pass. The open man's the go-to man. We've had a lot of hockey assists. How about that one fast break where we didn't touch the floor? And those are the hockey assists. So I'm so proud of those guys. And we have. Again, there's nothing perfect. There's just as part of your building, you're continuing to build, and obviously when you're winning, things are good. And what the guys have done is they've really bonded together, and we've won some games where we've had to grind it out, and we've won some games where we've looked beautiful. So bottom line is we just got to be at a high level every time we step on the floor. Right now, we just got to continue to do what we're doing, and very, very proud of these young men. Very proud of these young men.
Josh, Joe said that, we had 3 subpar games scoring-wise the last 3, but he's like, he was doing other things. And Jaron said Joe's bar is so high right now that even if he doesn't get double digits, people think that he's struggling. Just talk about the bounce-back game he had tonight, not only scoring, but, 10 assists.
Well, let me say this. I thought he played a high level versus Southern Miss. Joe played a very high level versus Southern Miss. I mean, yeah, maybe he didn't shoot as well, but he did a heck of a job defensively. I mean, he guarded some guys defensively. Did a heck of a job. And, Joe's been at a very, very high level. And he was great again tonight. 10 assists, made shots, made the right plays. He's been very, very good. And we were a better team when he's coming up with defensive boards. He had 4 total rebounds today, got 50-50 balls, made the right plays, and that was a great thing.
Judging by their last 2 games, playing the level of opponent that they've played the last 2 games, do you feel like this team finally understands the step on their necks mentality of, when you got someone on the ropes?
Yeah, we got to continue to do that. I mean, we're talking about it, but that's just something that it takes time to develop, and we're getting there. But I can tell you this: we got a big time game we're playing on Saturday at Marshall. That team is good. They are well coached. They've got good players. If you were here that last time we played the FedEx Forum, that's a good team. They got really good players. So we know we got to bring our A game. And I know everyone here is a high-level media member, so you know that Marshall's good because you were here when the game happened, so you know that this is a good team that we're playing.
Josh, Jaron obviously plays with a lot of boldness out there on the court. Kind of bold in the same way we asked him, how good can you guys be? He says, this can be a national championship team. That's going to be my response whenever I see you guys. Hold me to that. Do you like that from him? I
got no problem because Jaron can look, I'm very task-oriented, extremely task-oriented. So I'm locked into the next game. So That's why, Jason Smith can ask me about things in the future. I said, "I don't stop, Jason. I love you, but I can't answer that. I'm only focused on the next game at hand." So that's important. That's important for me to make sure that we continue to get better, because there's things we need to get better at. We haven't hit our ceiling. We've improved since the Bahamas. We are so much better than we were the Bahamas. And
Would you like the confidence? that
I got no
Jaron
problem.
is
Yeah,
saying?
look, we have a lot of games left before we even get to that point. But before we even get to that point, we got to first get into the tournament. We still got to win games. We're in middle February. That stuff can't be talked about until March. So I don't mind the confidence, but the reality of it is, we got to focus on the next game against a very well coached, good team in Marshall.
Can you talk about Joe before the game, the honor that he received?
Yeah, got over 1,000 points, and for him to get that's not easy to do. Very proud of Joe. It's a great honor. 48 total Tigers have been 1,000-point scorers here. That puts us 10th all-time in the country. That means tremendous history and tradition here at this program. 24 of those 48 are Memphians. Pretty cool.
Josh,
Go ahead, Leon.
Jaron said he offensively, even with what you guys have done, he said that right now he thinks you're still just kind of playing based on talent, that they haven't even really completely gelled offensively. Would you agree with that?
Well, Eli, we haven't hit our ceiling. I can tell you that. There's things that we need to get better at offensively, and we need to get better some things defensively in some other areas. This. Everyone here is a sports guy. There's no such thing as a perfect game. As in terms of with the speed of the game, as in terms of basketball, there's going to be some mistakes. But so as a coach, I can see where are the things that we need to get better. Now, we got to get better at those areas, and the main thing is we got to continue to improve. So there is. When you're making shots, you're always, offense. You look like your offense. You know what you're doing as a coach, and I've always said that. When you make shots, and we've made shots, and that's the key. And we need to continue to make shots. But during this streak, we've had games where we haven't made shots, but we found ways to win through the defensive end. We had to grind it out.
Last two, Mike. Josh, was that as good a 3.5 minutes at the start of the second half for Adonis? Because he was looking for a shot different, 9 points just like that.
Yeah.
And that's what
And
people thought about him all season.
he broke it open for us. I got on him at halftime and said, "Hey, man, you got to bring it. I'm giving you 1 minute." I said, "I'm giving you 1 minute." And to his credit, he was a monster the second half. He wasn't good. He was a monster. He opened up the game, and Chris Crawford helped open up that game. Those two really opened the lead of the game with making some shots. But Adonis, that second half, was a monster.
Josh, you said you have to bring your A game to, we obviously.
You guys can say it for me, I know.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel you've played, this kind of piggybacks off what Eli said, have you played an A game? Because it sure looked like one tonight. And if you play your A game, is there anybody capable of beating you in this conference?
I think this conference is really good, Greg. I think there's good. I tell you, there are so many good coaches in this league. There's a lot of good players. We're getting everyone's best shot. So we have no option but to bring our A game. And if we don't bring our A game, then and the other team, we better bring our A game defensively. We got to be at a high level every time we step on the floor, because it's everyone's Super Bowl, which you and Eli went to. You know how that is prepared. And it's just it's when we play it in this sport, it's their Super Bowl every time we step on the floor.
But
So
have you played your A game?
have
Have you seen your A game?
you know what? I don't know. I can't answer that yet, and you have to ask me that at the end of the season. But I can tell you this: is that we're getting better. We are a better team than we were in the Bahamas. We are getting better. We continue to improve. We continue to get better, and that's the most important thing. And we still have room for growth.
Thanks, Rich.
Okay.